Ao Haru Ride or Blue Spring Ride episode 2 came out today. I like this episode. I thought the first one was like funnier and at the same time set the tone for the series. I thought that this one was more, I'm going to say psychological in a way, because it seemed like it was more about the emotional content of the episode, the emotional content of the characters. You know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't really advance the plot no further than it did in the first episode. So it was kind of just a play on the emotional range of the characters. But I'm not even going to talk about the whole episode. I just want to talk about Futaba and her two friends. And then I want to talk about Kyo and his resolve. You know what I'm saying? Like, when he tried to comfort her. So pretty much what happened was Futaba defended Makita from those two girls talking shit about her or whatever. And because of that, those two girls, Azami and Chie, stopped being friends with Futaba. Now, Futaba in the beginning felt some type of way about that. She was just kind of like, you know, what have I done, and I shouldn't have said all this, blah, 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 blah. But my thing was like, lady, if these two bitches stopped being your friends right away because of that, they weren't your friends to begin with. So everything that, you know, Kyo was saying to you was true. I'm sorry, not Kyo. Ko was saying to you was true. Like, everything that Ko said to you was the truth. Like, they're not really your friends. Y'all just playing at it right now. So, fuck them. Right? You know? That's kind of how it was. So she goes outside and she's reflecting about what, you know, happened in the classroom and all that stuff. And this is when Ko comes into the situation. I don't want to keep calling him Tanaka, because that's that other guy's name too. They gotta be related some type of way, because they look too much alike. They got the same fucking last name. They seem to have some type of weird relationship with one another, so they gotta be related. So I don't want to keep calling him Tanaka if that other guy is Tanaka. And I could just call him Mabuchi, but you know, she calls him Ko, and that just seems like the best thing to do, so I'll just call him Ko. But he's out there, and he sees her or whatever, and he's like, what's wrong with you? Like, where your so-called friends at? You're not hanging with your so-called friends. She was like, no, I ain't my friends no more because of what you said. She was like, what I said is my fault? And then she was like, no, you're right, it's my fault. I've been planning at being friends with these people for so long, you know. I've been faking this for so long, and I originally thought this was my goal, but, you know, that's not my goal. And she starts to cry, you know what I'm saying? And he's still standing there, you know what I'm saying? It went from being like real tender to like funny in like 2 seconds, because she started to cry and she thought that he was going to leave, and she looks up and she sees some other guys walking towards her. She's like, oh God, it's people. And she turns around, she's like, oh my God, you still here, you know, talking about Ko or whatever. And then she tried to turn away and she sees this movie walking down the hallway, and this is what I'm talking about with his resolve or whatever. Like, he grabs her and pulls her in close, you know what I mean, like to hide her face from everyone saying that she was crying or whatever. He pulls her in and hides her close, so everybody just like, oh, it's not a place to be flirting. And I'm just kind of like, that's good of him that had done it. That was smooth as shit. Like, when I saw that, I was like, this motherfucker smooth as shit, right? Because that was smooth ass move. But my thing is though, is like, I don't know specifically what happened to him. I don't know if the divorce between his parents really fucked him up some type of way, but it seems like his actions and words don't agree with one another, because he did it to comfort her, and then he says all this nice shit, and then she's like, are you doing this to comfort me, or are you doing this to tease me? He's just like, I don't know. I just did whatever I felt like. So I'm just like, dude, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing? Because this would lead her to feel some type of way about you, and if you don't feel that way about her anymore, then isn't it kind of wrong to put yourselves in these precarious situations? Like, that's what I was thinking anyway. I was just like, it's kind of weird to do that, you know what I'm saying? But maybe he still likes her, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of hard to forget about a first love, so maybe he still does like her. It's obvious that she still has some feelings towards him, so maybe he still likes her too, you know what I'm saying? I hope he does. Like, I'm a fan of that coupling, especially because once they both left, they both changed for the worse. So I'm hoping that because they back together, they can like remind one another of how things were in the past. Even though they can't ever go back to that, I just hope that they'll be able to get back to how things somewhat were. They'll never be able to go back to the past, but I hope they can at least remind each other of the past. You know what I'm saying? So I hope that happens though, man. But this was a real good episode, especially the emotional part of it was real high. We were introduced to a few new characters or whatever. That one girl, her name was like Ma something that began with an M. And there was another guy whose name began with a K, Kinimaru, and Makoto. I don't know, but it was two people. A boy whose name began with a K and a girl whose name began with an M. The girl whose name began with an M, she had black hair. The guy whose name began with a K, he had blondish sort of hair. The girl whose name began with an M, she's kind of like, she kind of was, and just when I saw her, I was just like, wow, this girl is kind of off-putting. She looks pissed off all the time. She's kind of scowling. She seems not approachable. And the guy whose name began with the K, he seemed like he was worried about her, so I'm assuming he likes her. And the girl kind of stared at Tanaka Sensei when he walked by, so it might be something there. Hope not. You know what I'm saying? This whole teacher-student shit getting out of hand a little bit, so, you know, there's that. But let me know what you thought about this episode, man. Did you like it? Did you enjoy it? Are you enjoying the series? Did you read the manga? Should I start reading the manga? Let me know. Vasha Stampede, gone.